Good afternoon. It's a bit of a late one. We're racing the daylight. There's only probably half an hour. Yeah, probably about half an hour, maybe a little more until the sun's down. And when we just got set up, we haven't been here long. So I'm rushing a bit and a little bit unorganised. But I'm camping with my friend Robin, and in true Robin fashion, the first thing he does is put the kettle on. So yeah, brew time first. Thank you, Robin. So get this brew down my neck quickly. I've got my shelter set up, which I'll show you in a bit, and then it's going to be a rush to cut some wood without having to put the head torch on, because I hate doing things like that in the bloody dark. I'll see you in a bit. Right, as you can see, I've gone with a sort of a plough point setup of sorts, but I've got a ridge line through the centre and lowered the peak a little bit. So it's not a complete plough point, but you get the idea. I'll just quickly film this bit before it gets any darker. I'll show you what's inside. Right, that's as bright as I can make it in these light conditions. And of course the underside of this Solinac tarp is black, so it makes it even darker. I've only got the light at the moment off the back of the phone, so I hope that's enough. As you can see, I've gone British Army bag, but underneath I've got my foam, ordinary foam military sort of roll out. Inside I've got my DD sleep mat, and the reasoning for that, my back is not too good at the moment, and if I'm on the floor I want as much padding as I can get. And I've also found this DD mat, it's quite comfortable but it's quite narrow. If I have it under the bag, I tend to roll off it in the night. I put it inside the bag, it stays put. So that'll be my setup. I'll probably be too warm, I think, but it's so hit and miss at the moment. It's been raining, it's been windy, and then it come out sunny, and I really don't know what it's going to be this evening, so I've sort of planned for the worst. If it gets too warm, I can unzip it, I can take my shirt off, but I'd always rather be too warm than freezing to death. Now, another thing for testing today is this. It's not mine, it's Robin's. It's one that Robin made. In this light, I don't know quite how well you're going to see it, but we're in the process of talking about him making me a knife, and I've got an idea of roughly what I think I want. But he said, before you make any big decisions, try this design, and maybe a few more ideas to go into the pot before we come up with a final idea. So let's have a go at cracking some wood with it. If my little sticky is going to be heavy enough. It's not really. Bloody hell, that's hard. Okay. Something heavier, yeah. Let's try that one. Yes, I think the weight of the whacker was at fault there as opposed to the knife, because once we got going, pretty clean in half. Now that's not a problem. Yeah, that works fine. Yeah, quite like that. I shall continue playing with that through the evening. Put him there. I don't know quite how well you'll see that. Let me put something light behind it. That might help. Well, we've just got the fire going nicely, and it's started to rain a bit. So I'm glad I put up this extra tarp just as a seating and cooking sort of area. So, rather than starting to do my dinner like I was planning to, decided to open a beer instead. and just wait for the rain to stop. Never mind. It's just a shame that the fire's sitting over there burning away nicely and I'm too far from it. But hey, I'm not getting wet, that's the main thing. That's my chicken curry and rice cooking on the fire there in the rain. Far from ideal, but as much as I don't like getting wet, my stomach comes first. Right, I'm going to be a bit quiet. Robin's already in bed and he's snoring. It's still early, but it's been such a funny night with the rain. We've been, under shelter, back out, under shelter, back out. The fire's been a pain, it's been one of those sort of nights. Robin was tired. He said, you know what, I'm going to get some kip, which is, fair enough. I've only done about an extra half an hour or so, and I'm thinking, you know what, I might as well just get my head down rather than keep dodging the showers. Ironically, now I'm undercover, take my jacket off and I'm about to take my boots off, the rain has stopped. Typical, isn't it? But yeah, might as well just get some sleep. So get my boots off and get in. I'm in. I'll keep the sweatshirt on for the time being. Away from the fire, yeah, it is actually quite chilly. No idea what the temperature is, but I can see my breath when I'm away from the fire, let's put it that way. So I've got my little sort of beanie sleep hat next to me, if need be. If it gets chilly, if it gets too hot, I can take this off. I'd prefer to be too warm. I'm freezing. So I'm going to settle down and I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. We have, hang on, 7:20. Had a good evening. Didn't do a massive amount of filming because of course it's so bloody dark now. Slept all right. Fair bit of movement in the night. Robin's actually camped on one of the deer trails, and I think that upset them. I don't know how well we can see. There's like a big bushy area behind me, and the deer normally come through there and down that side where he's camped. And I could hear a bit of a commotion there, and I think they got this far, saw the trail was blocked, and they ended up going round this side of me instead, from where I was laying over there behind the camera. I could see the movement in the dark, middle of the night. I'm not sure when it was, but they came down through that side of the valley instead because someone had blocked their road. Naughty Robin. Yeah, but apart from that, a pretty quiet night. A little bit of rain on and off all night, but stayed dry, so that was cool. And also, there's been a little visitor in camp overnight, and I'll move the camera and I'll show you. Right, there's our shelter that we were sitting under last night, and right on the corner of it, somebody's been doing some digging. That certainly wasn't there last night when I set up. It's not a massive hole, about so size. So a little mouse or something come and paid a visit last night. Done a lot of digging, shifted a lot of dirt there. I certainly didn't hear him, but yeah, so we had an extra person turn up into the camp. Right, that's all me packed up and ready to go. It was an enjoyable evening. It was a shame about the rain showers, but hey, it's that time of year, we come to expect it. It's dry this morning, dry and bright, which is nice. A little bit of damp in the air, but nothing too drastic. And you can see, I hope you can see, where I was on a little dry square there. Yes, good evening. enjoyable camp. Nice to catch up with Robin. We've hashed out a few ideas on a knife for me, which we'll now go into further planning stage. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting that. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next camp.